Alrighty guys, so we are in Alaska now. Cleared border control. It's always interesting. I always feel super nervous going to the border just because, you know, I don't know. Customs is always difficult that way. But anyways, we cleared customs now. We cleared customs, so we're coming into Skagway now. We got 9 kilometers left. And then we're in Skagway! We made it, guys! We made it! Oh man, from Vancouver all the way to here. What has it been, 6 days now? Losing track of the days here. Yeah, 6 days I believe, yeah. Oh, we left on Monday. It's a Saturday today, right? We got Saturday in Skagway. It really puts into perspective what these stampeders had to go through. Chilkoot Pass, guys. White Pass. We got it all here. It's gonna be nice. I'm excited. I'm super excited to. Oh yeah, it's great. 6 degrees out too. It's nice. I'm so happy right now. Sasquatch Prospector has made his debut in Alaska. So this is Skagway, guys. This is now where we're heading. So we're gonna spend the afternoon here. Skagway. Welcome to Skagway, everyone. Skagway, Alaska. Here we are, guys. Skagway. Skagway, Alaska. The transportation hub of the Klondike, guys. Special, special place, this place. Like I said, Dawson is special, but Skagway is also special. And they're intimately linked, guys. You can't really have one without the other. Big port city, Skagway. I don't know if any of you guys taken a cruise here, but lots of cruise ships here. Tourism basically saved this town. Once the White Pass Railway closed down, they didn't really know what to do with themselves until they got tourism, right? And they started to, oh, White Pass Yukon Railway, oh man, I'm excited. I love it, I love it, I love it. Oh man. Oh, they got the steam engines there. White Pass Yukon Road. Town center here. Golden North Hotel. So we're gonna go over to the White Pass Yukon Railway terminal. Start there. Got my shirt on today too. Oh, it's coming. I can see the engine. Get the train on video here. White Pass. The green and yellow, guys. That's the White Pass colors. Alrighty, guys. So we're here in Skagway. We're doing the White Pass Yukon Railroad. I didn't think we were going to get to do it today, but we are. We're taking the train. I didn't think it was going to happen. So it's going to be 11:45. We got to catch the train. We're going to go right up to the White Pass. Lake Dease, we know that. Mackenzie River car. Klondike River car. Lake Chilkoot. Lake Watson. Here's the big diesel. The green, the yellow and green. Oh, oh man, I can't believe we're doing this. White Pass Yukon train station, everybody. fire pit right by right here. Nice and warm.
The front half of our train is backing up to recouple with the back half. You're just going to feel a few bumps and jolts, and then we'll begin our adventure to remain inside. The most important rule of our train is best to accommodate you. Smoking, vaping, or the consumption of alcohol are prohibited. We will, however, be seeing our conductor, Conductor Jensen, who's in charge of our train, located at either the front or rear of the coach car.
So we're gonna start climbing now, guys. We're gonna basically proceed up the mountain now to the White Pass summit, where all the stampeders would have met the RCMP at the top, because the RCMP were stationed at the top to make sure you had your provisions. So we'll be going basically in a loop up at the top of the White Pass summit to see the shack. So we're climbing now. We've left Skagway proper, basically. Now we'll see the river, and then this will be following the same trail, the Trail of 98, and you'll see when we get to the top, there's a marker for the Trail of 98. But these are the giant sawtooth mountains that they had to build the railway through. They said initially the railway could not be built through this region, but a guy by the name of Michael J. Haney, and there's no Heaney, guys. And when I was there, everybody was saying Heaney. It's not Heaney. That's a mistake in history. Michael J. Haney was a Canadian railroad builder. Haney Bypass in Mission there, that's the same Haney. So that's the highway on the other side. It runs parallel with the train, so you can see there's a car going by there. Highway's on the one side, railway's on the other. And when you're coming in on the highway, you can actually see the train. Lots of gorges, cascading waterfalls, crazy scenery, guys. It's called the scenic railway of the world, right? But on the one side, you've got the mountain and the big, huge pieces of granite sticking out like massive monolithic pieces because it's a huge mountain.
Just out front here on the deck.
Scenery is absolutely incredible, and these are part of the St. Elias Range, which are some of the largest coastal mountains on the entire Earth. Coastal rainforest as well, Alaskan coastal rainforest. It's an extension of the Great BC Rainforest, but it's different. It's the Tongass National Forest in Alaska, as well as other forests. Same here as we have in Canada and British Columbia. You can see, guys, scenery is absolutely spectacular, and the railway traverses this little tiny bench along the side of a mountain, so you're at points you're like thousands of feet up on a little narrow gauge railway. You can see the old rail grade there too, and it's one of the last operating narrow gauge railways in North America, and the last operating narrow gauge railway in Canada. Yeah, like you can see here, right? We're traversing thousands of feet above the mountain here on a little bench. That fireplace is so nice too. Just heating everything. It's just like the ambiance is exquisite. Oh, here comes the tunnel. There's 2 tunnels, 2 trestle bridges, but we're going right to the top of the White Pass summit. And this railroad was financed by the British, engineered by the Americans, and built by Canadians. It's an international railroad, guys. It unites Canada and America. It's yet another, like the Alaska Highway. Just coming up on Inspiration Point here. We're getting close to the summit now, guys. You'll start being able to see the trail of 98 proper, like the actual foot trail. So when we're coming up, you can see that's the actual foot trail that we're experiencing. This is what people would have taken wagons with horses, pack trains. So the difference between this trail and the Chilkoot was the Chilkoot, you had to hike your goods up yourself. On the White Pass, you could hire horses and carts and labor if you had the means.
So y'all, like she said, this bridge was built in 1901, obviously and thankfully retired in 1969, but it stands like 215 feet from the valley floor and about 800 feet across the chasm here. And this was the original bridge built and used by the train. Are you guys glad we're not doing that one today? So you're gonna get a really cool view as we cross this actual bridge. To the left, you'll see the cantilever. And then, but on both sides, you'll have the river and valley views. It's snowing. It is snowing. It's so beautiful. So here's that view here to the left.
White Pass is littered with its own tragedies, them working the animals to death, like Dead Horse Gulch. That's where Dead Horse Gulch gets its name from. They were caught up in the fever of the stampede and the rush. They had horses and pack trains full of animals, dogs, and they worked the animals to death. They just couldn't wait, and they wanted to get there so fast. And animals were said to have committed suicide, and then like one animal fell off the trail and nobody did anything. Everybody just walked over it, and then it was ground into the trail. And like horrifying stories of, you know, things that people had seen and all kinds of stuff. Okay guys, so we're going to be coming up on that cabin that I was talking about that the Northwest Mounted Police would have been stationed at.
Dr. Jensen, did you say I'm picking somebody up here?
We're picking up Hilliard. He's at the cabin.
Roger.
So you would have traversed the White Pass like you would the Chilkoot, but you would have done it with animals, right? Pack trains. And you would have had to have your 1 ton of supplies. And once you had your 1 ton of supplies, then you could go on into the Yukon, because they were worried about mass starvation and they didn't want people to starve and die. So they basically said you have to have a ton of goods to get into the Yukon. So they were stationed at this post to make sure that that would happen, and this is where in the White Pass they did it. But you'll see here the Canadian, Yukon, BC, Alaskan, and American flag all united together, right? And then the Northwest Mounted Police. So that's the cabin. It's a replica too. They rebuilt it. It's not the real exact cabin. But that's the cabin that you would have had to stop at. And the railway did away with the White Pass, like the epic tales of having to traverse it. This is the flag, the Canadian flags, American and Canadian flags, and the marker. So we were in Canada. That was all in Canada. Now we're White Pass Summit. There we go. And now we're back. So this is Trail of 98. So that's the trail that you see. You see on all the pictures. That's the trail you would see people having to traverse, and they would be with their horses, and they drove those animals into the ground. Dead Horse Gulch gets its name from the fact that of all the dead horses that were found on the trail, and people just walked right over them, and it was horrible, guys. But that was the Trail of 98. That's the nice fireplace we've got. Oh, it's so warm. So we're making our way down the mountain now. We're going down the mountain, so we'll see a lot of cascading waterfalls and rivers. And the cabin. Look at the cabinetry in this car. It's beautiful. It's amazing. But you'll see out the window there's cascading waterfalls down the side. And so we're heading back into Skagway. The railway was built after the Trail of 98. By the 1900, basically, 1901, they had kind of done away with the need to have to walk the trail. But the gold rush had also died out, but the railway found home with a lot of new other things, like the Cypress Anvil mine, Cassiar asbestos mine, all kinds of things. And it would transport freight between Skagway and Whitehorse quite frequently. It was the lifeblood for transportation, because it's like if you came from the coast, like if you came up from Seattle, Vancouver, California, you know, like San Francisco, Los Angeles, this would have been what you would have taken to get into the inland coast in the north. And you can see, look at the precipitousness of the track, skirting right along the edges here of the mountain. Like epic scenery, guys. Epic scenery. The clouds, we're in the clouds here. It's just like, oh god, it's so nice. It's just like, you can see the rain, the snow up in the mountains there. Snow's coming down. Snow's coming down. But yeah, like the size of the mountains too. It's hard to put in perspective how big the mountains actually were. And this was the railway they said they could not be built, right? And they had the stampede of '98 and all that craziness you saw with the pictures and everything. And then this came in. And we went up to the summit. It eliminated the need for all of the hardships that all these guys went through, right? To get there. And we're going to go to the Chilkoot Pass in Dai and look at the route of the Chilkoot and how that would have played into it all, because there's two routes, right? There's the White Pass route and then the Chilkoot route through Dai. Yeah, guys, this is Skagway. Finished the loop. We went up the White Pass. We've come down. So that's the maintenance yard. And then we're going to go right into the center of town at the station where we stopped. Here we are, guys, pulling into the station. You can see the cruise ships in the back there, the caboose, the old blower motor engine for the snowblower, the little steam engine there. So we're coming back into town now. We're gonna walk through the town and look a little bit at the town, but disembarking off the train now.
It's faster to walk. Yeah.
So that was the White Pass Railway. I don't really have any words to explain that. Just come do it, guys. I did the drive. 6 days to get here to do it. Wasn't even sure if I was gonna do it. You get a chance, guys. Make sure you come do it, cause wow. We're just walking around Skagway, having a little wander. Lots of gambling in Skagway, guys. No patience or skill, try roulette. Roulette's fun. Skagway. Walking through town, checking out all the cute little gift shops and restaurants and stores. It's very much like Dawson, guys. This is what Dawson's like. Except the streets aren't paved. Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park. We're on the ocean though, guys. Lynn Canal. Lynn Canal. We'll be going down to Stewart and the Portland Canal there. I figured there'd be more places to grab a bite, but not really the case there. This is the one place I found, the Glacial Coffee House, but it looks like there's a pretty serious lineup coming out the door. It's off season, right? Even though it looks still quite busy here, but it's off season, so not everything's open. It's the mountains. Skagway News Depot, local art, museum, lots of trinkets and gift shops here, guys. There's no shortage of that, so don't worry. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me, guys. We've returned. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe to the channel. And Sasquatch Prospector out.